I talked to our guys last night just about visualizing that we would win this game, and talked about the celebration we were going to have after the game. Just proud of our kids bouncing back. That's a good football team in that other locker room over there. And our guys went out and executed like we needed to. And it comes down to a game of execution. I thought coaches did a great job, players did a great job in all three phases. It was not my intention to mislead you guys as far as the quarterback goes, but I did, what I felt like was the best thing for our football team. My job is to protect our team. My job is to protect our kids and give us the best chance to win, and that's what I did. So it was not to mislead you, but I wanted, to eliminate distractions during the week. Didn't need that. We needed to focus on what we needed to do, and I think we accomplished that. So, questions?
When did you decide to go with Mason, and how do you think you performed today, obviously?
Earlier in the week, and I think you did a heck of a job. We got the ball out and we moved the sticks, and we got 40 minutes time possession. I don't know how many 3-and-outs we had, but we moved the ball. We had the ball in our possession. Thought he delivered the ball. He made good decisions. And again, biggest thing is we didn't turn the ball over. And when you don't turn the ball over, you got a chance to win football games. I mean, a week ago we're -5 with 2 special teams mistakes and interceptions. So when you have the ball in your possession, you can get first downs. You move the sticks, you keep the defense off the field, and our offense should be exhausted because they were on the field for 40 minutes, and our defense got a little break because the last 2 weeks they've been in the 90s, and I don't know how many plays we run today. I didn't look at it, but I'm just happy for our kids. I'm happy for our program. Hail to Pitt and hail to our heroes.
And obviously you recruited Mason for a reason, but what we just saw out there today, have you and your staff been seeing this throughout the summer, throughout the first couple weeks of the season?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, we've got confidence. I told you guys back in August and late August and so forth that we've got confidence in all three of our quarterbacks. Got great confidence in Eli. I love him to death. He's like a son, like they all are. And again, I got confidence in Cole as well. We got confidence, but Mason, again, week by week, you just saw improvement with limited reps, but you saw him, getting the ball out of his hand and knowing where to go with it. He prepared his tail off. I think he was in the office at 8:00 on Monday, and I think he was there till 6:30. I don't know if he went to any classes, but he knew what he was doing out there, and he was prepared, and appreciate that.
How did you make the decision to go with Mason over Cole? Mason was the third stringer on the depth chart.
Just coach's decision, just looking at what gives us the best chance to win.
How do you think the offensive line did today, especially with Kendall Stanley coming in at left guard later on?
Yeah, I think they did well. You had first start for Coretta, playing the whole game. I thought they did a nice job. We were able to run the ball effectively. I'm sure we were about 50-50 run pass, which is what we were just about a week ago. At least we were in the 50s. We moved the sticks and we put ourselves in good. Down and distance. We didn't get behind the sticks except for first down and 35 after, a celebration that wasn't a celebration, and that drives me nuts. They let kids, celebrate all the time, and then, what is overly celebrating, hand the ball to officials is, my old school method. And but besides that, we were ahead of the sticks, and it, makes it easy to call plays and to execute even better.
Said on Thursday that if you held Lonergan to under 250 yards passing, you'd be happy. I think he only had 89 today. What did you like from your pass defense?
They did a nice job. They changed some things up too. So our kids did a great job. Bates and the defense staff did an incredible job. They had about 200 yards, most of them in mop-up duties against our third group there in the back end. Overall, I think they did an incredible job. Corey Sanders, Archie Collins, Ryan Manlack did a great job, game planning and putting our kids in position to be successful and eliminate Lonergan taking advantage of us.
Rasheed Piles and Shadarian Harrison each got interceptions today. How big were those, and how big was it that you guys were able to capitalize on those interceptions?
Yeah, it's playing complementary football. There's times when we got turnovers and we didn't execute, and we didn't take advantage of it, and we can go back and I can drudge through it all. But that was the most impressive thing, is getting a short field, which we've had short fields early in the season, and we didn't take advantage of it, whether you kick a field goal or get no points, and that was huge today. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. I think you're +4. You can win a lot of football games when you're in the pluses as far as turnover margin goes.
Coach, Boston College came into this game averaging 37.5 points per game. Your defense held them to 7. How were you so effective with minimizing the scoring?
I think, again, it comes down to execution. I mean, we can talk about the good calls. I always say this, coaches, our job is to make the calls and put you in position to make plays, and then the players go make it. I didn't make a tackle today. I didn't get an interception. I didn't block anybody. I didn't catch or throw the ball. But our players, make plays. And, again, we focused all week. We talked about pounding the rock and just continue to pound it. It's going to eventually break. And our kids, got the message. And, again, I'm just proud of our kids. They, lessons from the last couple of weeks paid off today.
Passes for Mason, you put the ball in his hands a lot. I mean, did you go into this game knowing you could do that with him, or did he show you something?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't ever go into a game thinking you're just going to run it and, oh gosh, no. I mean, we wouldn't have put him in there at that spot as a starting quarterback if we didn't think he could throw it 41 times and complete whatever he completed. I mean, we knew what we were doing. And a great job by Coach Bell and the offense staff.
Could you talk about your first of the your fourth down play within the first quarter? I believe you guys were the confidence and the offense and Mason himself.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing the odds, and again, I think we're 3 for 3 on fourth down. It comes down to execution and our guys making plays. I mean, it's what we do, and that's what I'm happy about. I mean, third down conversion, we were 1 of 10 a week ago, at least on third down, and we're over 50% today. And again, 100% on third down, regardless of what the distance was. And again, it's execution. We can sit there and say I did a great job. Shoot, our kids made all the plays. I didn't do anything.
What do you say about Mason's just his efficiency? I mean, you guys scored on almost every drive that he was in, and perfect on fourth down conversions, and just better on third down conversions. So just his efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we saw. He's efficient, and even during camp, he didn't have reps with the ones. He wasn't playing with those number one wideouts, so he's got a lot of trust in those receivers, and he put the ball where it needed to be. He was very accurate in his passes, and give our guys opportunities to make plays after they catch it.
How did Mason compare to past quarterbacks you've had over the years?
It's a great question. I reflected during the week of just going into making this decision, and last time we went with the starting freshman quarterback was last game of the season when we beat number 2 Miami. It was Kenny Pickett. We think he's got that kind of ability. Again, one game doesn't define you, so he's got a lot of work to do. We got a big game this week against Florida State down in Tallahassee, but it's stacking those wins and stacking the execution. So that kind of that's what it was. And again, we weaned Kenny into it. Shoot, I remember going down to Virginia Tech and putting Kenny in the fourth quarter, and he mounted a comeback, and we just little by little did it. Mason, he works at it. He's a worker, and he was prepared, and he is prepared, for that start today.
And after West Virginia, after Louisville, you told us that despite the losses, you felt like the goals of this team were still in front of you guys. Just after winning like this, it's one game, it's 1 week, but just how reinvigorating does it feel just getting a win like this in this fashion?
I think it's just great for our locker room. Again, the last two games prior to today. They didn't beat us; we beat ourselves. Today, we beat them. It was clearly a win, and again, it came down to execution. Our guys executed. I can't say it any longer. We've been talking about focus and effort and execution, and our guys executed today. And we gave those games away, and that's what's disappointing. Can't look back. We're looking forward to Florida State.
Jim, that's the last one.
I asked you on Thursday about Kenny Johnson. What can you say about just that? It kind of seemed like there was a pretty good rapport there with Mason and Kenny. Was there a concerted effort to get him the ball, or they just kind of have something there?
No, it's just the same as last week, same as the week before. We were able to get him the ball. It looks like 11 targets and 9 catches for 115 yards and a TD. I told him he's going to have over 100 yards, but just getting Kenny's a playmaker. He's one of our best wideouts, if not best. And and again, it has nothing to do with like, oh, I like that guy, I want to throw it to him, or I like that guy. It's about getting them the ball when they're supposed to get the ball. We don't play any favorites. It's just and Kenny made some great plays. I wish he had one more across the middle, one of those low throws again that we got to continue to work on. But he had a heck of a game.
Kyle, obviously you guys always want to stop the run, but 27 yards on 24 carries. What can you say about today's effort?
We just had more physicality, and we was doing our job. As long as everybody do their one-on-one, trust what the coach is calling, we're going to stop the run. That's what our defense is made for.
How important is the defense to translate to offense? Like, you guys stop them every time. How'd that translate for the offense to go out there and ball out?
I think the main change was the time of possession. It gave us more time out the field. The offense was controlling the game by being more time on the field. So that definitely had a big game changer, in terms of like the stamina, and everything about that. It definitely helped us out.
Thank you.
Kyle, can you walk us through your forced fumble?
I just saw, he caught a pass. We was like in cover 3, and then I'm looking. I thought they got to tackle him. I'm like, oh, he actually like stayed up, but I know he ain't see me, so I'm like, I might as well try to get a rake attempt. And then it came out, and then I'm like, I gotta score this. If I score this, Coach Bro gonna put me back there in punt return. But I ain't really getting nowhere though. But there's gonna be more to come. I'm getting the touchdown real soon.
We see the offense moving like it did today. Does that energize you guys on defense too? Did you feed off of that?
Yeah, it definitely energized us. But Coach Manny always tell us like we just gotta stay focused on our assignment. We can't watch the game as like we the fans of the game. We gotta watch it like know that we in the game. We gotta stop whatever the offense is game planning for the next drive.
How has Rasheem Biles continued to elevate his game and develop in the years and the snaps that you continue to play beside him?
I'm definitely proud of him, but it was soon to come. Like we definitely both high level, Sunday linebackers. It's either gonna go one way. You go left and you're gonna go see him, or you're gonna go right, or you're gonna go see me. And then Braves is right in between, so you're gonna be everywhere too. So as long as we just keep setting the tone as a defense and we keep making plays, that's what y'all gonna see out of the defense every time.
As the first team defense, you probably go up against Mason Heinschel, probably dating back to spring. When did you kind of realize, like, okay, this dude's all right?
He was definitely like just not throwing like anything like too risky or anything. He was just taking what the defense gave him, and that's what he did today. So I'm definitely proud of he just translated what he did to practice to the game. Some people it'd be hard to translate it from practice to the game because they think it's different scenarios. It's all just the same. All you just gotta do is keep being you, just keep balling. Proud of him.
You guys held Boston College to about 20 minutes of possession. That's about a third of the game. How important was that for you guys' efficiency on defense, just coming out and getting after the quarterback consistently throughout the game?
It definitely felt great. Our legs were fresh. We just sitting back, just watching. We actually ready to get back on, but they keep getting first down. So, we just sitting back watching the game. So it was definitely great. It might be times where we probably is going to be out there more. So we just definitely got to stay prepared for that too.
Was it nice though? You guys played like 90 snaps each of the last 2 games to play about 50 today.
Yeah, it was definitely great. It was a good one.
Kenny, I can't imagine before this week that you got much time in practice to work with Mason. So how did this connection work for you guys so easily today?
Really just spring, summer. I throw with all the quarterbacks. I threw with Cole, I throw with Eli, I throw with Mason. Just being prepared for anything that could possibly happen and just being ready to move forward. And I think he handled everything very well.
Your first time at the huddle with him, what was after the game, what's your impression of the way he carries himself?
Confident, not arrogant, real confident. He's real focused on the details and he kept us away from negative plays and he played real solid, consistent football all game.
Did it help that he targeted you 11 times?
Yeah, for sure. Every receiver loves that. But I'm realistic, and I know that that's not going to be the case every game. And, we just got to play in rhythm of the game, and we just got to keep making plays for him. And, yeah.
How much did this team need this? Not just the win, but like winning confidently, winning with the offense clicking on all cylinders.
I think we needed it a lot. It was such a relief just going out there and just dominating the whole time like we should have been. I think we've lost games ourselves. I don't think many teams have beat us. Just mistakes that we've made, and we cleaned it up this week, and we got better.
How much fun did you have?
A lot. So much fun. It's so much fun out there just balling out, just getting wins. Losing sucks. So getting back in that win column was amazing.
Kenny, your thoughts overall on your performance was included another 100-yard game?
Yeah. I think there's things I got to clean up still. Got to get better, still improve. And I think I had a drop out there on a cross route, coming across backside, stuff like that. Just little stuff I want to clean up. I want to go out there and put on a perfect game for sure.
Along with the play of Mason, it seemed like the play calling opened up a little bit more. Just talk about maybe how there was improvements in that area as well.
I think it's just due to the coverage, the stuff that they was giving us. They actually came out in a lot of man. I didn't expect them to come out in a lot of man, and I think that gives us more complex looking concepts out there that makes it look more open. But I mean, yeah, I think we saw coverages really well this game, and we executed.
What were your expectations of Mason before the game, and how did he look out today?
My expectations were very high, just because in the spring game we went against Mason in the spring game, and he dominated in the spring game. So I was going off of practice, spring games, scrimmages, and just the confidence that the dude has. I love it. I knew he was going to have a game.
Can you walk us through what you saw on your touchdown and how you were able to get open?
So we drew up perfectly. The motion in, we knew if they flew, they came in flying, throw it. If not, hand it off. And I think that's just having trust in every single person on the field, like having trust in our running backs, having trust in me that I'm gonna get out of that break and go and get that touchdown. I knew once he flew inside, though, I knew it was dead. I knew we got it.
I was gonna ask about the Boston College punter. It seemed like his kicks were coming off a little weird. Did you kind of have were you affected by that returning them?
I couldn't get a clean one. That's a part of the game that I'm disappointed in. I got to be more aggressive, and I got to be more attention to where I'm lining up on the punts, and I got to be better on punt return.
I don't know if you think about things in these kind of terms, but was this about as good as the offense has looked in the last 2 years about being in Cade's offense, particularly given that you were playing against an ACC opponent? I think the North Carolina game last year, you guys felt like that was maybe one of the best games the offense, as a complete game. Was this maybe the best one?
I think this is the most in rhythm we've played. I think any offense can be good as long as you play in rhythm and as long as you trust the guys out there to make plays for you. And I don't think Mason tried to go out there and be Superman. I think he just went out there, played a good, confident game, trusted us, and let us make it happen for him. So,
Kenny, when you're clicking like this on offense, when you're executing in all three phases, just what is this team capable of in 2025? How far do you think you guys can go when you're playing like this?
Championship. I think we can go all the way, especially the way our defense is playing. They're not getting enough credit. Those boys have been hooping, and they held us down. They are holding us down. So as long as we keep that clicking and keep that rolling, I think we're going to be unstoppable. I know we're going to be unstoppable.
Kenny, as a wide receiver, how much of a adjustment do you have to make going from Eli to Mason?
As a receiver, I mean, quarterback changes are constant. I mean, you see it in the NFL. I mean, stuff's changing, and you just got to be able to adapt and move on and just get extra reps with your quarterback after practice and go from there. That's all you can do.
You guys held them to under 30 yards rushing. I mean, I know that's something you guys always want to do, but what can you say about that performance?
I think just being physical up front. We know they had some dynamic guys that can run the ball. That was just a big emphasis all week in practice. Just stopping the run. Just playing as physical as possible.
Looks like you guys had a new addition to the defensive end group this week. Does he seem like sort of a natural fit at end? How did he do out there?
Yeah, because last year he was a little underweight. And he can move really well, Ghost. So, yeah, I think he kind of fit naturally. He's one of our best pass rushers. And then, with two guys, going out last week, he definitely stepped in and filled the role, to the best of his ability.
The offense was on the field for about 40 minutes today. How did it feel to, have maybe a little bit of a breather to get back on the field and be as dominant as you were today?
It felt good. It felt good watching it, too. They definitely put on a show. And then, we got a lot of stops today, so that's always a good thing, too.
Jimmy, how hyped do you guys get when you force a turnover, and how great was it to see the offense capitalize on those moments too?
Oh yeah, it was awesome on both sides. Turning the ball over, getting off the field 3 and out, and then seeing them play how they played today. I definitely think you're gonna keep trending towards that way. Throughout the course of the year.
I'm sure the first team defense goes up against the backups quite a bit. When did you kind of realize that Mason Heinschel, freshman quarterback, he can play?
Probably as soon as he got here. We know it's the spring ball. Just the stuff he was doing. Versus the freshman, it was this ain't normal. So just seeing him go out today and play the way he played, it was awesome.
first found out you were starting this week?
Honestly can't remember what day, but it's an exciting opportunity for me, and I'm so blessed to be in this position, just able to lead this team in any way that I can and just help us get a dub. So
4 touchdown passes today. That's quite the game. It's actually a record for freshman quarterbacks for Pitt. How's it feel to be in the same sentence as like a Dan Marine or a Kenny Pickett?
I'm just glad to walk into here and get a dub. It's important for me that we win games here, and just doing anything that I can and just doing my job to help us win those games is important for me 100%.
We talked to you in August, and I think you said even then you were like, I'm going to prepare, like I can go on the field at any time. How were you able to maintain that throughout the season up until this week?
I think it's the help with the other quarterbacks and just being able to, or just pushing me to be the best quarterback that I can, and then just the work that we all put in as a group. I mean, it's something important and it showed out here today. I just feel like just being able to prepare and work as hard as you possibly can for that situation to come up is just it's vital for sure, and it showed today with the big dub.
You had quite a connection with Kenny Johnson today. 11 targets, 9 catches for him. Was that something that kind of any rapport with him? Did that precede things, or it was more of like just a game flow thing today?
I think Kenny is just that much of a dude to where he's such a playmaker to where that it just makes my job so much easier, and just able to get him the ball in space and let him make plays. That's what it's all about. That's what this offense is all about. So I'm very thankful for Kenny for sure.
You built your life up to this moment. You come to it. You dominate it. I mean, is there a moment while you're on the field just taking it all in, and kind of what do you say to yourself?
That was the big thing for me, was stepping out on the field and just trying to calm myself down. It's a lot of nerves, and it's exciting. This is, like you said, this is what I've been working for my whole life, and I know my teammates have my back the whole way, and just preparing to go out and win a game is I mean, I had all the faith in my preparation throughout the past couple of days, and just my teammates, just trusting them to be able to help and go make a play. Every play is it was important for sure.
41 pass attempts, a few really aggressive third down decisions from your coaches. What did it mean to have their trust like that in a moment like this in your first start?
Oh, it was everything, and I mean, you guys probably saw me on the field. Every long third down or every fourth down that we had, I'm trying to get Coach Bell to let us go, because I'm confident in our guys on the field that we're going to go get it done, and our offensive line up front, they did a heck of a job today, and our receivers, I mean, we've got some of the best receivers in the country, so just being able to just get them the ball in space and just go make plays, I mean, it makes my job so much easier for sure.
I know throughout the recruiting process, this offense was a big part of it. This is what you were sold on. What did it feel to spread the ball around, 6 different guys score touchdowns? I mean, is this what you envisioned when you were being recruited?
Absolutely. This is it's a dream come true for sure, and this is why I came to Pittsburgh, and I have the most faith in Coach Bell, and I know he's going to put us in the right spots to help us win games, and I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed for sure.
What was the feeling like throwing that first touchdown to Justin and seeing him cross the goal line?
It's a great feeling. I was overjoyed for sure, but I knew there was more work to be done. I mean, it's one touchdown, first touchdown of the game, but we got to keep it rolling, and we did for sure. Offense looked really good. I mean, we got some things to clean up. I took too many sacks, but we got a tough test next week, so we just got to be ready to go, and we got to work this week to prepare.
Can you speak to your efficiency? I mean, scores on every drive except for 2, and perfect on fourth down conversions, and even your third down too. Just how efficient you guys were.
I think that's just a testament to the offense in this team. I mean, we've got some great players around me, and it just make my job a heck of a lot easier. So just being able to have that faith and that trust that they're going to help me out and make my job a heck of a lot easier. Like I said, it's very important, and it helped for sure.
How important was it to have like Dwells and sort of Boozy as well, just have the games that they did and just be weapons for you in this offense?
Oh, absolutely. They make my job a heck of a lot easier as well, and just being able to be efficient with that, and know that we can run and throw the ball. I mean, that just made my job a heck of a lot easier. Obviously, a run game opened up the pass game and vice versa. So those dudes were balling, and I expect more great games out of them for sure in the future.
Quarterback that you looked up to growing up?
That's a great question. I watched a lot of Marcus Mariota growing up as a kid at Oregon, but it's just trying to be as efficient as possible in this offense. I think this is a step in the right direction, but we've got a lot of work to do. This is a great win. We're going to enjoy this tonight, but we got to get back to work tomorrow for Florida State. So
when we talked to Kenny, he said that you didn't need to be Superman. Is that something you have to sort of tell yourself? Is that just the mentality you have, or did you have to kind of remind yourself, all right, just play in the offense, don't try to win it all?
Absolutely, I think that's something that I definitely have to tell myself at times. That we've got the guys around me to make my job easy, and so just being able to get them the ball in space and not trying to do too much, I think that makes it a heck of a lot easier for me. And the times where I try and scramble and make a throw downfield, like the one to Blue in the second quarter, it's just there are some times where it's like, hey, let's calm down a little bit, play in the flow of the offense, and we'll keep rolling. So.
As prepared as you were, as focused as you were, was there ever a time where you kind of maybe took it in a little bit and, hey, I'm here and
Absolutely. I think there was a point, I think in the second quarter, where we had just come out of a timeout, and it was before we ended up calling the play, and I stood there and just kind of soaked in it a little bit, and it's a great feeling for sure. But and then it's time to get back to work. So I mean, we've got a tough test this next week, and we're gonna be ready for sure.